Yeah, stop playing guitar. Penis.
That song's all about the trill, baby. You know that, right?
Hold on.
That's not straight up just.
All right. You know we're live, right?
Are we really?
Yeah, I said that I was starting the broadcast.
Why? Oh, I thought we were doing a theme song again.
I
Oh,
told
we're
you I
just
was
redoing.
like,
We're
no, I
just
thought
go,
why would we go back to the theme song? We were already live.
we just start over again.
No,
No, we don't have to. Did I say anything? Did I shit
no,
my
you're just
pants? No,
no,
right?
you're
We're
just playing guitar. Yeah, I don't know. That was really weird. That was some sort of stupid fucking technical hiccup, and then I ended up losing. No, I didn't. It's in my pocket.
I don't know.
That was weird because I heard the system
don't-
completely disconnect, and I was like, okay, what the fuck was that? And then you just went silent of the lamb. I saw you tucking your dick in your legs, and you were like kind of dancing around. Would you fuck me?
I. That's such a weird question. If you all right, so it's like that's the thing. If somebody was like, "Yo, you either have to do something like with another dude or you get shot," like I'd be like, "I'll do myself." Would you be able to do yourself?
Only if I can have schizophrenia and talk really dirty to myself. And I'm like, dude, stop.
You bald piece of shit.
You fucking cocksucker.
James, dude. James, you fucking your crooked front teeth, you bald
Oh,
piece
you
of shit.
fucking
Like, come on, man.
scumbag.
Come on, just bust a nut. We can get out of here, man.
And then you'd go to bust nut and you go,
Oh, I'd never want to ever have to say that. I'd never want to ever have to say that in a situation. Come on, man, just bust a nut so we can get out of here, man. That's an episode of The Monkees that went dark.
dude, you go to bust and you go to bust and you're like,
down the street. Cause we're out hungry, looking for some meat.
That show was so
cool.
That show was so fucking weird.
It was perfect for the times because they were like against the Beatles. They wanted to make it famous. If you remember, they had Mickey Dolenz said this recently. He's like, we had a Beatles poster on the wall we would throw darts at. So they were never supposed to make it big. It was about the Monkees were supposed to be about the struggle. People like, they're not a real band. They suck. They became a real band because the guys wanted to go out and really play. Like, I think it was Michael Nesmith or one of them. I think it was Nesmith, but he wanted to actually like he thought they were going to record his music, and they were like, that's not a Monkees song. And then so he took that song and gave it to fucking Linda Ronstadt and the Stone Ponies, and it became like one of her big hits. Seriously, and the Monkees could have had it. So Dolenz covered it recently for him because he's the last living member. Like they all just went in the last 10 years. So, but the Monkees are fun. They're a great band. I mean, you know, if you want technical skill, go fuck yourself. You're looking at the Monkees. They're just fun. They're a good fucking band, dude. Pleasant Valley Sunday's awesome. Spindrift. Have you had this?
No.
I mean, they don't pay me anything to say that they're great, and they're actually pretty good at picking up on like thinly veiled threats. So I don't really call them anymore.
Fucking sponsor me, or I'm gonna fucking kill you.
This is pineapple. I drink pineapple Spindrift. Real fruit tastes better. Ask Chaz Bono. That's not funny. That was never funny.
You're a fucking cocksucker.
Is Chaz Bono's dad David Crosby? Never had a fighting fucking chance. These people are so full of themselves that they thought that David Crosby, the great rockin' walrus, and Cher were gonna have some. What the fuck did they think they were gonna make? Is it David Crosby? Like, who's Chaz's dad? Is Cher
Sonny
Chaz's
Bono.
dad? I don't know how Cher works.
Nobody does.
She's a smooth operator.
Yeah, because
not
of all
like
that
Sade.
plastic.
I miss Sade. Sade is so much better than Cher, so I'd rather have like her. Cher just sucks. Like that shit with Greg Allman, I love that album because you hear Greg Allman halfway through a song just not give a fuck. He's like, "Baby, oh goddamn man, You just hear him want to sing "Tied to the Whipping Post." He's like, "I'm fucked. Why did I marry this asshole?" He
What?
hated her. He was mean to her. I won't really condone that. But he was like, she was a useless, talentless asshole, and she's very suspect in the talent department. The only thing is she has staying power. People love her. She's huge in the gay community. They just like elevate her.
Back to
They
VCPR with
love her.
Maurice Chavez, the asshole.
You're right. He is an asshole.
I tried that new version of it last night. The
Yeah,
definitive.
you were showing me.
Yeah,
How
it's
was
all right.
it?
It's not. It's whatever. People were mad because they expected a full like Rockstar Game Engine remake, and it's like, well, then they'd have to rewrite the whole game.
I just want the game. I want fucking Vice City. Why would I want? I hate reboots. Like they did that to Mafia, and I'm like, I love Mafia because the game is 20 years old, and I'll still play it. I haven't played it in a couple of years, but excuse me. But then they reboot it with like brand new people, and like then they're like, oh, whatever's going on in politics. So it's like you got to have a gay guy in the Mafia. It's like they wouldn't do that. There was a time when Italian people didn't like gay people a long time ago, but like.
But they
The
sure as
Mafia,
hell
they can
try
have a good
hard to
guy,
act like
right?
them.
No, but like I'm just trying to make fun. I'm not trying to razz the Italian people here, but I'm just no. But the Mafia doesn't have. That's like a not good thing, right? Like whose
Yeah.
grandma would be like, come in the kitchen. Oh, he's a gay boy. Like no, like that doesn't work. You see that shit? She'd be like, ah. You know what I mean? Like
Deal.
Grandma Moses and shit. She'd fucking taste the salt. No, man. Make you kneel in rock salt. Yeah, make you kneel in rock salt. That's like Italian grandma shit.
It's funny.
I was thinking about that. It's so funny. No, dude, I was back at mom's house the other day, and I looked over. I remember like the old, remember the old Italian couple that lived behind us.
Yes.
And they were really nice. Like. So I just remember one time, like I saw, like I was looking for like my friend, and he's Italian, and like his mom's like off the boat Italian. She said some shit like. She's like looking for her kids, and I'm like, I don't know where he is. I'm looking for him too. She's like, never have Italian kids, and I was like, that's so stupid. I'm Irish. How am I ever gonna have fucking Italian? And I do. I have 3 Italian children, but I just remember being a little kid, like I can't have Italian kids. That's impossible, because I didn't know any better. So she was probably like, you're so fucked, dude. Little.
You ever hear like
8.
you don't watch movies? You're not like a huge movie buff for like newer things, but you've never seen Goodfellas, right?
I just. No, I knew the people. I just don't know the movies.
So they're Goodfellas, and the same thing with what's the other one? Donnie Brasco. They talk about Casino's a good one, but they talk about the nicknames. Really they talk about the nicknames, like Ray Liotta's like, and then you got guys like stuttering something, and then Jimmy 2 times. They called him Jimmy 2 times because he sat there and repeated everything twice. It's like, what an imaginative culture. Oh, they call him Jimmy the Nose because he's got a fucking nose on his face, and it's like, oh, okay.
Dude,
I would love to be known in the mob community as Connor the retard.
Those Italian movies, just all those like movies that I think a lot of Italian people are like so proud of. Like I'm like, I don't get it. Like,
I think Italian people are more proud of Scarface, and they had nothing to do with that. Godfather's a shithole movie. God, that movie sucks.
I don't get it. I don't get it. It's just a sloppy, grainy, old, fucking dark lit movie. It's just such a stereotype. Like, oh, Luigi, how are you doing in Italian America? Yeah. And it's like, oh, are you really watching this? Hey, yeah. Oh my God, don't touch my sister. I fight you.
The Godfather's so dumb because he has that. They like kiss his hand, dude. If some dude kissed my hand, I'd be like, you need to fucking stop.
I like his palm.
I know it was you, Fredo. I know that you're the one who betrayed me, Fredo. That young Al Pacino high-pitched voice.
I know it was you.
I know it was you. You was here last night too, wasn't you?
Making out with a couple of guys in the fridge. I believe you, but my hard cack don't.
That would have been great.
That on your knees. I'm like, what the fuck?
That would be the Disney. Watching? That would be the Disney reboot.
When you get Tim Curry, when you make Tim Curry nervous, you know you're up to no good. I'm just saying that guy.
A flight of stairs makes him nervous now.
What?
A flight of stairs makes him nervous now.
I thought you said. Oh, that's not nice. Tim Curry's a fucking legend. I thought you said Fred Astaire makes you nervous.
Fred Astaire makes me nervous. His dancing numbers. I'm singing in the rain.
That's Gene Kelly.
Nah, they're the same person.
Used to dance with his sister. That was his dance partner. Was his sister. That's kind of weird.
That's some.
Dancing's kind of intimate.
That's some Osmond shit.
dude. So I was watching this Osmond. I was watching this fucking Osmond video. It was like some guys like, check out this riff. It's so cool because I like to troll on Ultimate Guitar. I'm like so hated. I get so nasty on there. If I can't sleep at night, I go in there and talk so much nasty shit.
You talk
I
the shit
ridicule
house?
everybody and myself. I make myself out to be this horrible guitar player because I am, and I'm honest. So I just riff on everybody. And I'm just a nasty motherfucker on there. I troll. So I get emails or like Ultimate Guitars, like you have like 9 whatever like replies to something that you said about Willow Smith. And I was like, oh shit, and I don't drink anymore, so I don't have to wake up and worry. But I'm just like, oh, I did. Oh, I did. And I did. And I did.
By the way, though, what I was gonna say before would have been great if Disney remade Home Alone 2, and they find him in the hotel, and he puts the fucking video on, and he's like, "Stop right there! You was here last night too, wasn't you?" He's like, "No, I wasn't." And he's like, "You was here, and you was kissing my brother." And Tim Curry's like, "I beg your pardon? You've been kissing all the guys around here." By the way,
you were smooching out there with this guy over here. And I was like, what the fuck?
By the way, seriously
the first
though,
one's cool, though, when they fuck with that pizza guy. That pizza guy's underrated. He's such a little turd.
He keeps knocking over the statue.
Dude, that's so yeah. You got.
But dude, seriously, for
you
Home
can never
Alone,
make that movie without that happening.
Home Alone 1, by the way, for the record, is better than 2. But
yeah, but 2's great though.
Yeah, but number 1 has the old guy, the misunderstood old guy that like you feel bad for at the end.
Yeah, right. It definitely it's the
however
written story. But
what I was gonna say,
sequel,
the fucking Home Alone series, the best thing about that is the fact that they filmed that little mini movie just for that part. Like that's a fake movie, and it's just so believable. They spent money on cameras and period outfits.
That's Chris Columbus. He was really, I don't know what happened to him.
He died,
but
in like
Chris
03.
Columbus. Did he really?
Yeah, he's been dead for years. He was born in like 1930.
Dude, I know nothing about that shit. I just know that for a time that Chris Columbus was a top-notch like Hollywood dude. Man, he was out there. He was like really big for a long time.
Dude, I love
Chris Columbus is like kind of it's almost like a forgotten name, but he's really like big time. He really did some great shit.
What are you talking about? It's a forgotten name. He's got his own holiday.
There you go.
I love in the first one though when he goes to like sneak up and see if Kevin's really home, and he plays the video with the fucking firecrackers in the pot, and he runs back to the car like, some dude got wasted in there. Some dude needs Snake, and Joe Pesci's like, Snake, I don't know no fucking Snake. It's like just the little details. Suck brick, kid.
Dude,
we had that guy. We had that guy that used to work on our house.
Harry's too psychotic about it.
Yeah.
I think if he got a hold of the kid, it would have been really bad. Like it would have been like John Stossel reporting from, like from somewhere. You know what I mean? Like and John Walsh, like just.
We're gonna take you down to the park, and you know what happens to little boys in the park.
Pesci would have just shot him. Like Pesci would have shot the kid, and it would have been so callous.
It would have been like the end of Casino when they have, end of Goodfellas. At the end of Goodfellas, Martin Scorsese plays tribute to the great train robbery. So it fades out to black, and then it fades back in, and it's him like this, and he shoots the gun at the screen. That's what would have happened. That's the last thing Kevin McAllister would have seen.
Who does? Edwin S. Porter is Great Train Robbery, right? Edwin S. Porter, 1903. And I think Bronco Billy Anderson supposedly claimed that he was a cowboy in that picture, and he became a big-time cowboy star and helped along Charlie Chaplin. So that's like...
It does sound like a really weird
That's 100 years ago. And Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird that you can put that together? I think that's really how it is. That's how you can connect Charlie Chaplin to the first big feature film. People were scared when that cowboy shot that gun at the end. People in the theater would dive because they thought that there was somebody behind the projector, like behind the screen doing that.
Dude, it cracks. I know. I get it. I get it because now we know what movies are, and back then they were new and they were pictures. Yeah. But can you imagine being in a theater and some dude just points a gun and you're like, "Oh, Margaret, go!" Like you just jump.
I would. You really want an instant? If you want an instant thrill, grab a time machine on a weekend and go see some Neanderthals and teach them how to masturbate. They'll worship you. You'll find a fresco in your honor in like Utah. I did that before, actually. I have a fresco in Utah because I taught them.
I'm trying to see if that guy was actually part of it. Nice. It doesn't have the cast up.
I brought him with me. Are you talking about me teaching the Neanderthal people how to masturbate in Utah?
What was it, the Geico guy? He's like, so easy Geico guy could do it. He's like,
it was kind of like that, but that's stereotypical. No, I worked with them. I know the Neanderthal people. and they were really great. They're not stupid, but they do get kind of brash.
Are you talking about the Irish?
So they did a fresco on because they were like, we didn't know about masturbating. So and then there's a big palm, a licked palm in Utah. It's supposedly for me. I shouldn't say that though, but it is for me.
You had the Bill and Ted fucking time machine. George Carlin's like, we're going to go back in time and you're going to make history. And the first thing he did was jack off. And he's like, I got to get the fuck out of here.
You find out there was a typo and you go back to like try to score with Joan of Arc and it was like just some little miniature dude. It's like Peter Dinklage or
yeah,
whatever.
no. They send you back to like
what the
they
fuck?
send you back to like the fucking Kingdom of Normandy. And it's like John Van fucking Arc. And you're like, oh, whatever. I'm here. I didn't travel through 500 years. Not the fuck.
I don't think so. I think that if I traveled back in time, I still don't think I would let a man sodomize me. So I want to be clear about that. So do it just in case I do go like and meet up with Socrates and we
you hear that, fellas? He never said anything about the future.
I'm not getting oiled up, and I'm not going to go up between his legs. It's weird. I'm not doing
Dude, philosophize. We are like, come in your palm. Oh, yes.
No, man. Dude, it's like, say something to him. All we are is dust in the wind. Dust, wind, dude. And like Socrates just takes a shit. So great. And then they get Beethoven. Socrates. They call him Socrates.
Socratic method.
I love Bill and Ted. Bill and Ted, the first one is so great. When he's in the fucking police station, he's fucking with his dad. He's got the tape recorder. He's like, "Hey, Dad, I'm totally blowing Ted. Come over here. It's awesome." He's like, Ted, I'm at work. Ted, cut this out. He's like, "Dad, get it in the ass, dude. It's so cool." And he's like, Dad. He's like bugging out. That shit was a great part with the little fucking tape recorder and they're escaping.
Dad,
his sons just mess around.
That'd be great. Dad, I'm over here getting head from Bill in the corner.
Dad, a man knows what a man wants. Excellent.
Deacon.
Son, you come over here. You wouldn't really be calling him son at that point. You'd be like, Bing, guy. Like, what the fuck is it? I call the riot squad. If Keanu Reeves is getting a blowjob from
Alex Winter.
Alex, yeah. Is it Alec Winter? It's
Alex,
right? It's Alex Winter?
Yeah.
Oh,
Ted, I'm
sorry.
I totally boned your dad.
Dad, I totally did your dad, dude. Shut up, dude.
Dude, now my dad and your dad are going for it in your bed. Shut up, Ted.
Dude, they're so dumb. They like listen to like fucking cock rock music. They like listen to worst. Like Wild Stallions was just basically a bite off of Extreme.
Dude, although while I will admit that Wild Stallions is a most great band, we will not be a great band until we get Eddie Van Halen. That is a fucking awesome movie.
And just being like, I love this movie. I was young and just being like, but I'm so glad Wild Stallions is not popular music because they suck dick.
Yeah, they did it in the police
Even
station.
God Gave Rock and Roll to You, which was a cover from Kiss. Out.
Yeah, it's an Argent cover. It's God Gave Rock and Roll to You 2. You're forgetting the 2 at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, because Kiss had to rewrite it because Gene and come on, you got to do a Paul Stanley. You do the best Paul Stanley impression.
When they asked us to sit there and try to get something for this movie, I came up with an Argent song, but I had just rearranged the lyrics. Gene, of course, was not happy with this and demanded I take my shirt off. Come on, Paul, give it up.
It was a lot of action. God damn it, Paul.
Dude, that audiobook, I'm telling you. Hit the audiobook is, first off, he not only writes at like a second grade level, but he speaks in one too. So he's like, and then Peter came, and Peter was so drunk that we had to kick him out. And you're like, this is not a fucking book. Like this, there's no. I thought it was a joke. I really thought somebody was voice recording over it until I looked it up, and it was like from the channel of Paul Stanley, and I was like, oh, Paulie boy.
Chapter 15, going out for a date.
I just like the one he's talking about the mid '80s. He's like, by the mid '80s,
he just sounds like a. Paul Stanley looks and sounds like a sassy Nassau County mom.
Oh, an old Italian woman.
My name is Teresa.
Teresa Vitale.
And my friend Val. Teresa Vitale and Valerie Schivone.
Ew.
They call me Schivone. Schivone, that's such an Italian.
But yeah,
or then sometimes it's Schivone.
They had that one chapter. It was like the mid. They had the chapter from the mid '80s, and he's like, at this time, Gene had left the band kind of to pursue more of an acting career. Unfortunately, Gene had also pudged up and put weight on at this time, and I was like, "What the fuck? Like, who needed to know that?"
Like, what a catty bitch ass little thing.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
oh,
like,
by the way, he was less than stellar. Like, why were you
dude,
just checking him?
that
First of
audio
all,
that
how do
audiobook
you?
is the equivalent of a dude talking about his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about it. I could look back on my entire career, and Bill was my drummer for a long time, and I can't tell you how much he fucking weighed, Paul. I really don't. And if he was sexually active or if he was even alive sometimes, because he's my drummer. But if you have all these fucking anecdotes about Gene, it sounds like you guys don't really
Gene
hang out
Simmons'
together
penis had
because
girthed
you
up that
guys
year
realize
considerably.
that because you know that they've had sex before. That's what it is, and they feel weird about it. If they could handle it, let them have sex. Like they're two consenting adults. I just feel like it's when two people, like two friends, fuck. They take it too far. Have you ever been friends with a girl and you bang her and you're just, like when you're younger and you're just like, I don't want to date her, and now I fucked up.
No.
It's happened. What? Really?
Yeah, no.
Well, I read in a book. I read in a book somewhere. It happens. I would not know, but it happens.
Your uncle doesn't count as your friend.
What?
Your uncle doesn't count as your
Wait,
friend.
What? You're gonna do this incest shit with our family again. Well, here we go. What time is it? Is it Connor? You're early. Fuck. This shit with this. And I know I'm gonna go like somewhere out in like East Mauritius and run into like one of our uncles, and they're gonna be like, "So yeah, I'm gay, huh? And I love little boys," and I'm like, "No, you don't." And it wasn't me, and I'm a lot older than Connor. It's Connor, and you know it.
And then he pulls out.
Well,
And then he
Connor
pulls out a.
Connor's in Pennsylvania. So what? You're gonna beat on me now?
So then he pulls out a
This is how
switchblade
it's
knife
gonna
and he
go.
puts it to your chest. And he flicks it open and it's a comb and he combs his mustache. He's like, "You better never tell anybody, you son of a bitch."
No, I think if he snipped it, like if he snapped it open and then he combed my chest hair, I think that would make more of a lasting effect. I think it would be very dramatic,
Bro,
but
what
like
if?
kind of erotic.
Bro, what a threat that would have been in like the
I've
West
got
Side
good
Story.
chest hair.
They go to fight the dudes
I
in the
don't buzz my
fucking.
chest, man. I don't buzz my chest. Like
Who's
I
the
show my
Spanish gang
ladies
from
the
West
chest hair. I
Side
don't care.
Story?
It hides my sensitive nipples. Damn it. Wait, what?
What's the Spanish gang from West Side Story? Is it the Jets or the Sharks? Because I know it's fucking.
Well, they are the Jets versus the Sharks.
Yeah, but which one's the
Now,
Spanish one?
whoever's Puerto Rican, the Puerto Racans. Well, let's see. We were
The Sharks.
racist America. It's 1950. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the
they're
Sharks because they have that stupid
Yeah.
song in the
They probably
beginning.
razor
The Jets
blades.
are a gang where you touch your best friends.
I love Rita Moreno, and I have actually corresponded with Rita Moreno several times. She's actually really sweet. I love her. And she's amazing and beautiful. So I love her. But West Side Story is a little.
But dude,
maybe
how
Puerto
cool would it
Rican's
have been
a
in
little-
the West Side Story when they're going to fight and he pins him against the wall and he pulls that little comb out, like you said, he brushes his hair and kisses him on the chest and he's like, "Next time." I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck just happened?" No, it was common in the 50s. All the gangs were doing it. You were kissing the fellas.
Yeah, I mean, and then you got to add in Sondheim. Isn't it Stephen Sondheim?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I think so. Right, Rita Moreno, the great Rita. She's in Golden Girls. You know, she actually did an episode of Golden Girls. She's 50 and she looked better than she did when she was like 30. Rita Moreno is still pretty. She's still fucking pretty, dude.
It was just
She's
such
great.
a weird movie. It's a good movie. I
West Side
like
Story,
it.
because it's a musical. It's a musical.
It just
I mean,
showed you
I
how
like
out of touch
musicals.
gang like they were about gang violence. Because at that time you had dudes like shooting
Dude,
heroin
no,
and stuff.
Because it's not a fucking. Because it's a fucking musical, Connor.
The
It's
Bloods
not
are a
supposed to be
gang.
realistic. Yeah, I know, but it's supposed to be like a. I don't know how to say. It's just
It's like a fucking
goddamn- I
Broadway
hate
play
Broadway,
behind a
okay?
movie. That's all it was.
Yeah, it's just a fucking whimsical ass murder movie. Okay, it's just whimsical racist ass murder.
Are you talking about
Fucking
Silence of
nice,
the
okay?
Lambs
It's an
again?
American institution. AFI ranks it, so it stays. Just like A Birth of a Nation. How are we still like watching that movie?
I've never seen it.
Like the KKK it makes the KKK out to be heroes against black demons, dude. It's racist. Look, I'm a Lillian Gish fan. Not a good look for her. Okay, it's not a good look for her legacy. D.W. Griffith, total racist.
Oh, I
In
thought it was
fact,
Eddie
he's now
Griffith
known
who
among
wrote it.
Hollywood people. It was Eddie Griffith.
He was
Eddie
like,
Griffith
"I got a
wrote
funny
Birth of
idea for a
Nation.
movie."
I got something for like A Birth of a Nation. I'm like, what the fuck? Why do you do that with your teeth and mouth? Stop that. Fucking Eddie Griffith. Why is he famous?
He's not.
What does he do? He is. He's
No,
on
he's
TV.
not.
I have to look at him.
He was
I
famous
have
for
to look at
5
him.
minutes.
All right, so here, riddle me. Why do I have to look at Eddie Griffith? Why?
Because you keep
If it's a
going on
Griffin, I don't even
Pornhub.
fucking know his last name. He's on Pornhub.
I don't know.
I don't watch Pornhub.
Eddie D.W.
I
Griffith.
don't watch.
I got this
No,
great
what
idea
movie
from
is
a
he in
movie.
though? What is he?
Undercover
he's like
Brother.
if Don Cheadle had a stroke. If Don Cheadle had a stroke and thought that like comedy was his way back, that's Eddie Griffin. Don Cheadle. He got like really, really big for a while, dude. He was like a nobody actor, and then
He
did, like,
got
Hotel
big. He got
Rwanda.
big for I think a Marvel movie, and then he wore a shirt that said like "Protect Trans Kids" when he gave an official speech, and people were like, "Oh my god, he's doing
I don't
the
think that's
work."
why. I don't think that's why Don Cheadle. No,
That was in the news for a
so
long
hard.
time.
I know it's so hard to talk to you sometimes about this stuff. He was in a movie called Hotel Rwanda. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah, but that was way before he blew up bigger for the Marvel shit. That's like Anthony Mackie.
Yeah,
I
I'm
met
saying his
Anthony
claim to
Mackie
fame, like
10
he
years
became a
ago.
legend with Hotel Rwanda. You don't think so?
Yeah, maybe.
He that was didn't he win a fucking Oscar or something where he was nominated? They don't give black people awards in Hollywood. They give them token shit most of the time. They don't give them the fucking real thing. Like if there's a real important Oscar coming up, a white guy's gonna win it.
Excuse me, Sidney Poitier.
Sidney Poitier is fucking. He took that shit. They had no way. They didn't give him the accolades. They didn't. They would have looked so stupid. He was like an undeniable fucking talent, dude. Yeah, Sidney Poitier was fucking amazing. I remember watching Raisin in the Sun in like 6th grade. That was fucking cool because that was like intense. That movie for like a 6th grader, when he was like screaming at his eggs and shit. I was like, whoa, this dude's got spank. Obviously, I didn't know what that meant.
The drug from fucking Grand Theft Auto 3.
What's the drug from fucking RoboCop?
Oh, I don't know. I can't watch that movie. It's one of the worst movies that have ever been made.
Okay? No, check it out. I read this about RoboCop that like I changed my perspective. It's still a horrible movie. It's a spoof, dude. I didn't realize that. It's a horrible spoof, but it really is. It's supposed to be really bad. So even the car in the movie is like a Pontiac piece of shit. They like make fun of American cars. Everything's supposed to be a joke. The movie's not supposed to be serious.
I got a problem with cops,
when
and cops got a problem
like,
with me. And he pulls his dick out and he's pointing it at his face.
There is that part. So anyway, going back to reality, I was saying that like that part where he gets like murdered in the beginning, but he like stays alive. Like, of course they shoot him 492 times.
They blow his arms
It's
off.
supposed to be a spoof. Yeah, it's a spoof. It's so dumb. Nancy Wilson, it's the only fucking time she's ever been in front of a camera. I don't even think her parents took pictures of her on her fucking birthday. So, yeah, it's harsh, but Nancy Wilson does not have an IMDb to like talk about. She's like, yeah, I'm in a really bad movie. And who's Peter what? Peter? Lick a Peter. Who's the fucking jerk and who plays RoboCop?
I forgot his name. Lick a Peter.
What's his Lick a Peter is for old people that want to suck dick.
I don't know his name.
Really
I just know the
slather
character's
on
name. I think is like
penis.
Eric Murphy or some shit. I don't know. That movie sucks. I tried.
Peter Murphy? Is his name Peter Murphy?
Is that what it is in the movie?
Isn't Eric Murphy like a cop that got murdered or murdered like black people or something?
I could be
like
mixing up my lore.
Like he like used
RoboCop.
a baton to like beat a black guy or something. Let's not bring that up.
All I know
Some,
is
like, Rodney King
RoboCop
shit.
fucking sucks. That movie's fucking
Yeah,
garbage.
it's pretty.
I rewatched Judge Dredd.
I've never seen it once, so how was it?
So I've been doing this thing where I've been going back and rewatching movies I watched as a kid, and like I've come to the conclusion that like 90% of them suck. Judge Dredd was okay.
Yeah.
It's just that Sylvester Stallone kind of like. Yeah, they have the part where he gets off the bike and he's like, "You will let me enforce the law," and you're like, okay. I rewatched the new version. They rebooted it in 2012 with Carl Urban, and that one was better.
Yeah.
But
right, so
I rewatched.
You're talking about Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, I rewatched the other movie I
Have you ever
rewatched
heard of
recently is fucking. Are you gonna say Over the Top?
No, have you ever seen the movie Driven, where he's a race car driver?
Oh
and
God.
He fucking hums, and so they're like, it's like Sean William Scott, who's like the worst actor of all time. He's like Ryan. If Ryan Reynolds had fucking severe Down syndrome, that's Sean William
Ryan
Scott.
Reynolds.
I'm sorry, it really is like, okay, man, I'm fucking loud, and everybody likes me, and I'm gonna do all these movies till the rest of my hair falls out.
That was a really
So he
good Seth
fucking
Rogen
sucked.
impression.
Seth Rogen, fucking hate Seth Rogen. Whatever. Don't bring him up. He's a blowjob. Botched one. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. You fucking. So anyway, so Driven. Yeah. So Sean William Scott's like fucking what is that noise, dude? What is that noise? And you hear like, and they're like, Burt Reynolds now is in the camera, and I'm like, oh fucking god, why is Burt Reynolds there? And he's like, oh man, when he's in the groove, man, ain't nothing gonna stop him. I'm like, he hums to like keep himself on the track, but they're fawning over this fucking old man, and he's not even doing a race. It's like a fucking heat lap. Like he's just on the track, and like he takes a dime and he throws it or a quarter in the air, and it falls, and then he comes back around and he does this like spin on it, and he picks the dime up, and it stabs his tire. So at first you're not even impressed. You're like, what does that mean? They have to explain it. Like, means he could stop on a dime. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh. And then I shut the movie off.
Yeah, I rewatched Ace Ventura. I rewatched both Ace Venturas, and they both sucked so bad.
That I told you, Ace Ventura is so homophobic.
First of all, I don't give a shit about.
He finds out that he kissed a man.
I don't give a shit about that.
I mean,
I'm talking about fucking.
I'm not attracted to men.
I'm talking about fucking Jim Carrey himself. Is like pre-Jack Black.
Do not go in there. Woo! I'm like,
I just sucked the cock.
7.
No, that movie's earlier than that.
Where he puts his fingers up his asshole and he's like doing this to it, and he's like, what? And he's talking
to that famous rapper.
Remember when he opens his? Well, no, he opens up.
Yeah,
his
to the
asshole.
famous rapper Tone Loc. I'm here to.
Really? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I'm here to ask you a question.
Tone Loc?
Yeah, it's Tone Loc, man.
Why do I not? Yeah, was that Bust a Move? Who did Tone Loc? Was that Young MC? Was Bust a Move? What did Tone Loc do? He was like, he was not. He just was like soft. His stuff was softish baby shit. He'd be like, "Yo, I'm gonna rap," and it would just like there would be no edge.
He's like, "You about to hear the most gangster shit of all time?" A B C D E F G. No, but those two movies sucked.
1, 2, 3, and HIV. I'm like, what are you singing?
I rewatched fucking Godzilla 2001 with Matthew the fucking Killer Broderick.
Oh yeah, and he's dating that anteater. What's her name?
What's his name?
Anteater. The thing that what's the
Arthur?
Sarah Jessica Parker. Sorry.
Yeah, but that movie's got Matthew Broderick, and he's just like this fucking twat the entire movie. Like I love Gene Reno. Gene Reno's like, dude.
He talks like such a bitch. I hate Matthew Broderick. Why do I have to be Inspector Gadget? Because you're not good in movies, and Ferris Bueller is not going to count anymore.
Ferris Bueller sucks too, by the way.
I know. No,
that movie sucks. You know what's better? You know what's better than that movie?
It's an.
It doesn't matter if it's an institution. Club. No, Breakfast Club is all right. No, Better Off Dead with fucking John Cusack. And that's got the princess. Yeah, that's got the princess from fucking Bill and Ted in it. Full circle on that one. But no, fucking
Diane Franklin's hot. I still think she's hot. She looks like my ex. She looks like the R word. She does though. I showed you that picture. And you're like, oh, remember you were like, I can't look at her anymore. I ruined it for you.
I don't think you should have called her the R word.
She's in Bill. Why?
Calling somebody the R word means you're calling him a retard.
That's like the first initial of the name. Not I didn't date a retarded girl. I know somebody that did though. It was pretty hardcore. Special needs, very special needs girl. You know who I'm talking about. Hey, dude.
Yeah. Well, he was special needs himself, whether he admitted it or not.
So she was like, all right. So like they were consenting.
But he was dude. He was slow too.
So I'm like with these two girls. The first time we were there with these two. I found these two sisters, these twin sisters, and they had a friend, and she wasn't all that bright. And then I found out something was amiss. It's not like I want to say it like that. It's so bad. It was just like one time. Their parents came. They were like 19. I was like 25. So like their mom came in the house, and I was like, "Why are your parents here?" Like, we're doing like crazy shit up here. Like nobody's to be even home for a week. Like, what? Like so, the mom opened the shower door, but I was like with the kid, and he's not very bright either. But I was like, "Yo, beatbox for me." He goes, "I'm like, go." And the woman's coming up the stairs, and I'm like, keep going. I don't know why I did this. I kept myself so calm, and all of a sudden I went, yo. And then she opened the shower curtain, and I was like, "Get the fuck out of my face!" I'm like, "I'm making a joint," and she was like, "Who are these people? Who are these people?" She freaked out because she just didn't expect this. Like,
Is
her
this a
daughter,
real
she
part of
probably
this
thought they were
story that
like
I've
really
never heard from? Is this real lore that I'm now getting
fucking
into?
so real, fucking so real, so
Oh.
real. So after we had done all this crazy shit, I met these two twin, and they just were wild, and they had a friend, and so my friend tagged along, and she opened the fucking shower curtain, and I'm like, and I'm like, yo, get the fuck out! I'm making a joint, and I'm like, not nervous at all because I had already, so I'm good, I'm calm, and I didn't care, and I don't know why the guy that we're talking about, he was so cool. He was like, because he had nothing to live for at this point. We were dead because she could smell it on us that we had done some stuff up there that we shouldn't have done. So not that we shouldn't have done, but that in her eyes. And so she was probably like, I never met you guys. I don't know the sound of your voices, except I know you just said the word fuck. And we just kind of got out of the bathtub and like just walked down the stairs. And then we started running because it started to hit that we had just pulled off this because we had stunned her so bad.
The great sex robbery.
So we just kind of walked past. No, we hung out with those girls a lot after that. That was the first time we ever hung out with them. And it just kept coming around.
Dude.
It was bad. I was not a good dude when I was in my 20s.
That dude was so fucking gullible. Some of the funniest times in my entire life have to deal with you getting him to believe shit like the White House was just blowing up.
I called him and I called him and I was like coming back from an Altamont show. I've said it here before, but I was like, yo, Obama just got shot. He was like, oh, yo, I gotta go. And so I was like, I know what he's gonna do. He's gonna act like he has the news. He's gonna tell everybody. So he called every fucking person that he knew. And then he gets halfway through that list, I guess, and calls me back. And he's like, are you sure Obama's dead? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, look at on the news, there's nothing here, and people are getting like, what do you mean people? Like you told people? He's like, yeah, I told people because you told me. I'm like, oh, I was just fucking kidding. He was like, are you serious? You know how many fucking people I told? Stupid. I look so stupid. I'm like, you deserve it.
You get it now.
I did that to him. Yeah, I told him the White House got blown.
By the way, I think the funniest thing is
like, it looked like Independence Day.
I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, the Obama thing and then the White House thing was a day apart.
No, I don't know. I just know that kid sucked because he pulled some rank shit on you. So I will always punish him if he's ever near me. No, I don't hear from him anymore. So, but he was a fucking asshole. So I don't care. I like to razz him.
Razz him about the blue skeleton.
One of my exes was like, you shouldn't be so mean to him. And I was like, he did bad shit. Like, I won't say it here, but he did some really rank shit. She's like, you shouldn't say that. I was like, this relationship isn't going to be very long, is it? So I was like, fuck that. No, I was just like, fuck him. He's a jerk.
You convinced him that when he was sleeping that I put my balls in his mouth.
Yeah. You could hear it in his voice when he was straining. You don't put another man's balls in your mouth. And I'm like, you're in my car. Don't yell. I was just more like startled by the volume. Like, because I was like, Connor, you were sleeping. And he's, Connor likes to joke around. He's like, so what? He just put his balls. What? Nothing. What? Connor teabagged you last night, dude. It was just really quick. You didn't even do anything. What? Connor put his balls in your mouth. Yeah, and then he screamed. I was like, you don't yell in my car. He was just like, you don't let a man do that. I was like, what was I going to do? Connor's so quick. I was advocating for you, like teabagging him.
I should have did it in retrospect.
And he just did. But I got Jay. I could say Jay.
You could say JB.
A guy held his. JB. I got in the after that night. You were 16. We took you into. I ran into
You
Anna
took me
at that
to the
at that
underground
bar.
lounge in Midtown New York,
We ran
and
into yeah.
it was
I ran into
midnight.
Anna at that bar, and then we walked through Spanish Harlem at 10 o'clock at night. You were so scared. You were
Yeah, because you were
16.
the whole time
We
you're
got
like,
you
this is a
wicked
dangerous
drunk.
neighborhood, and I'm like,
We got you wicked drunk, and some fucking dude was hitting on you hard, and
yeah,
he
that
knew
was
you were 16 because he was an Ambler man. Lord, I was born an Ambler man.
he was from Canada.
I shouldn't sing that.
He was from Canada.
Can I get flagged on YouTube? Because I'll like hit that note and they'll be like, "You sound like Greg Allman singing about little boys. You're a dick."
No,
like,
but yeah, we got into the underground lounge, and I was 16. No, I was maybe I was. I don't know.
That guy wanted your PP.
I had a state ID.
He wanted to,
no,
like,
I was
help you out
8.
in the
I was
bathroom.
18 or 17. I had a state ID because I got it. I got it fucking early because I was learning how to drive, and I remember it even said like learner permit or something. And I remember the security guard. He pulls it up and he has it to his face, and he just looks at me. And he's like, "Dude, don't cause any fucking trouble. I don't care." And I was like,
"Yeah." They just let you in because you were with me, and I was like all dressed up. I had money, and Brady was dressed up. And we were like,
and we drank kamikazes and Pabst Blue
I told
Ribbon.
him, I was like, I just want to take my brother. At first, he wouldn't. Remember, at first he wasn't like letting you drink.
Yeah.
And then we were like, blah blah blah. And then we bought a couple of drinks. We gave him like some. Brady tipped him, whatever it was. And then I think the gay man, bought you a drink.
He brought
but
us.
he was never fucked up towards you.
He was cool as shit.
Go with that story.
He was cool. He just hit on me, and I was like, "Oh, I'm straight," and that was the end of that. But dude, that we were drinking the kamikaze shots.
I've been hit on by men, and if they're not too pushy, it's flattering. Like, okay, that person finds me attractive. I don't get mad about that. Like, people like, oh, if a gay guy hit on me, I'd kill him. Like, no. I mean, I had a gay guy try to trap me in his house. That shit was not cool. And no, he did not get away with it. But you know about that. That's not cool. That's when they get rapey, but anybody gets like that. Straight to, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't care if a fucking guy is like, he was so cool to you, and then he gave you $100.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, I don't want your money.
He was a true he was a true Greenwich eccentric.
Yeah, I talked to him. I was like, dude,
like,
I don't want your fucking money.
That's
and
where
he
was from.
He was from Canada. His name was Pierre, and he's like, no. He was born. I can fucking.
Wasn't his.
His boyfriend that was with him was from Greenwich.
I do remember the accent. You're right. Oh, boyfriend was from Greenwich. Okay.
And he kept saying, he goes, I am very rich in Canada. Your currency means nothing. And he threw $100 at me. And I was like, dude, I don't want this. I'm not reciprocating for this. Please stop. And he put it in my pocket and was like, don't give it back or I will be so mad.
Yeah, you gave me like $40. That was so nice of you. I was so drunk. I was like,
oh yeah, so for that story, we left that closing time because we drank kamikaze. By the way, we drank kamikaze shots and Pabst Blue Ribbon all night, and that French guy paid for everything he paid for every person on that bar. He took the whole bar tab.
Yep. Yeah.
Which means he was
loaded.
He was either loaded
but he was watching Brady pee on that Mercedes.
Yeah,
which leads me into whenever you're ready.
We left. It was closing time. We're like, hey, get like whatever last drink you're gonna get and get the fuck out. And we obviously double fisted or some stupid shit, but yeah, we ended up leaving. And
we got fucking wasted.
It was like
I never did drinking and driving. Remember that? We had to like stay out all night.
Yeah, it was like 3:30 in the morning or 4, I think, by the time we finally paid or blah blah blah. Or that guy paid. But yeah, the owner had a brand new Mercedes sitting outside, and we walked out. I remember JB like, dude, check this out. We turn around and he's just pissing on the hood, and we're like, what the fuck, man?
It was like, because school had started, because that girl was up at Columbia. So it was steaming, like you could just like floppy.
Yeah, dude, it was pretty. I remember it was like probably November. Maybe it might have been just.
Yeah, it was like a steamy, floppy Irish like white dick. It just looked like an old gefilte.
Fucking pissing all over it, dude. And a lot of like, we've been drinking all night. Pissed. He's pissing all over the hood. Going.
We were so drunk that he doesn't remember. So when we got back to the car. So we had to wait hours and hours. So when did I tell him? No, I told him.
You told him the next. You told him the next night because we took the elevated. Because we didn't drive into the city.
So dude,
we didn't drive into the city. We took the elevated train back to fucking Penn Station back to the station near his house.
We were fucked up. It was bad. So the next day we were driving and I was like, yeah, he's like, dude, we got money and everything. It was so cool. I'm like, it's so cool. I'm like, and you know, it was so crazy when that guy was holding your cock when you were peeing on that car, man. And he's like, I don't know. And he's like, what? I was like, oh, the guy was Brady. Fucking Brady. What, dude? That the guy was holding your cock while you were peeing on the fucking you were like you let the guy hold your cock and you liked it and he was smiling and you were getting a little hard and it was bouncing in his hand. No, did that really happen? I'm like, kind of, Brady. Like you were just joking with the guy. It wasn't gay or anything. He's like, the guy was gay though. I'm like, so what? He's like, why would you let that guy hold my dick? I was like, I can't stop you. He's like, I don't want to hear it. No, no, it didn't happen. I was like, tell me you're lying. I'm like, Brady, the guy held your cock and you started getting a little hard and it was bouncing in his hand. And he lost his shit.
You know what the best part about that
And
story is?
To this day is I don't think I ever told him. I think he still thinks it because I swore I saw him at McDonald's like a year and a half ago and he gave me a look of shame.
You know what the best part about
Oh,
that
no,
is? The best part is you had your cell phone camera recording. And it was dark as
yeah,
shit. And you came home and
just...
showed me. You're like, dude, look what I did. Look what I did to Jay. And I was just shocked because I'm like, this is the second time you've been yelled at in your car by some dude because you said something gay happened.
It just goes to show you how many men out there do not want to try anything gay. Because once you lay it on them after a night of drinking, it's just a regret. Just I really don't think I told Brady I was kidding. You stop talking. Oh, we never started again. I'm pretty sure he believes. I hope he's watching this show tonight. Oh, thank God. But yeah.
Dude, that was a fucking weird night because we left the bar, we got back in the elevated train, and then Jay lit up a fucking cigarette, and there's people in there like commuting to work, and he's just in the back singing, "Whiskey
We used to smoke
is the gold of life."
Whiskey is the life of man. Whiskey in my old tin can. Yeah, he used to sing that. Brady was a good Irishman. He was a good historic
Big
Irishman.
motherfucking Irish
Very
dude.
fucking. You know, I just say Brady. I shouldn't have said that, but you know what, dude? He's such a cool dude, though. Like he is. He's cool, man. I could say that he's cool.
I remember the one time you guys invited me to
guy,
hang over at his house, and I hung over, and he had the either Gentleman Jack or Single Barrel, that weird shaped bottle. And he's like, I just picked this up. And I remember we woke up the next morning and he drank that whole thing. And he's up at like 7 and he's like, you guys want breakfast? And I was like,
dude, we used to get so drunk. Like that one time we met up with those girls, that was crazy. We were like pretty good with it though. Like we were single, so we just like would meet women and shit in the city. And we just had this great thing where like we just kept it cool and light. We hung out with people and like just find groups of people. Like we barely ever made plans. I mean, we did. I would like, once in a while, like, if you hang out like an ex-girlfriend and shit like that, whatever. But like for the most part, it was like we would like that. Remember that Harlequin?
mm-hmm.
Where I still like I never found her again. I ended up with her ring on, dude. I was like in the park, passed out. I found this Harlequin on Halloween in Manhattan. She was like a Harlequin. She looked like Harley Quinn, but so yeah, it was pretty cool. And she's like, "Do you want to make out?" I'm like, "No, yeah, okay." You know what I mean? So that like went down, and then it got into the shadows, and it was pretty wild. And then I ended up with a ring somehow, and I woke up in a park. I know I woke up in Chelsea Pier. I jumped the fence. I was somewhere near the golf range, and Brady was not Brady. I'm sorry, Mr. B. Sorry, I'm gonna skip that. So anyway, he's there, and we passed out. We got up, and it was light out, and we were like, "What?" No, it was still dark out. We had a bottle of Bullet whiskey. That stuff is wild. And I was like, "Yo," I'm like, "Dude." He's like, "Dude, you hooked up with that chick? Look like whatever." And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "But what the fuck? Like, where is she?" He's like, "I don't know." Like, I was like, "I don't even know if I have her phone number." I'm like, "That's fucking weird." And then my hand hurt and my pinky was like kind of throbbing, and I looked down and there was something on it, and I had this ring and it said Jackie on it. And I'm like, oh fuck, dude. I was like, this chick, I have her like what we got something it's like I know we like met, whatever, we're adults, so whatever, I don't want to go into it. But so I ended up with like, I guess, oh, where my ring? And then I had it on. Thankfully her name was written on the inside of it. And ended up, I located her for a while, but she never cared to get the ring back. I don't know whatever happened. I thought she was in Connecticut, and there's his name on it. It had a last name in it, and then that was it. I never heard from her after that. Like I was like, I'll get your ring back. She's like, we'll hang out, and I was like, okay. And then that was it. I don't know. Oh no, that's why I don't drink anymore, people. Because yeah,
That
ooh.
because Jay Brady kept getting his semi-hard dick held by French dudes.
No, don't say it like that. Like either Jay. No, he didn't. He didn't have his dick.
No, he
Jay
didn't.
Brady's
But
a
it was
good
just
guy.
funny to tell him that.
He is cool though. He's a cool guy. And I'm not just saying that. He is a nice guy. So hope he's doing well. But yeah, dude, those drinking days, man. I don't miss those, man. I am like what, a year and 3 months, 4 months sober now. So I like it. I lost 40 pounds. Look at this shit. It's like I got some shape. I don't look like a refrigerator or refrigerator anymore. So I like it.
You don't look like you're out of the
I just
fucking
drink.
Brave Little Toaster.
No, I just drink Spindrift. It's okay. It's pretty
You
good.
drink the
It's better
Spin
than I don't
Doctors
drink
mix?
soda. That's what helped me lose weight too.
Yeah, just seltzer, dude. That's all you need.
I feel like if you drink too much seltzer, it's got to be bad for you. I drink
Why? It's
a
just
lot
water.
of fucking seltzer. I don't drink a lot of water. That's what the thing is. I think it's bad that I don't drink a lot of water.
Seltzer's fine.
I know, but I bet you it just like it's got to have like buildup. I don't know. There's just
Dude, if anything, it would just give you gas.
Well, yeah, I can attest to that. What? Yeah. You know what I looked up before? I really want to play again. You know what game's really great? It sucks like you missed out just on some of the 90s heyday of video games, but Street Fighter, the series is so awesome. And I'm not even like a video game guy, but I went back and like was just reading on it. That's what old people do.
Oh no, not Street Fighter. I'm thinking of Streets of Rage.
Streets of Rage is great too.
It's a fucking awesome game.
Street Fighter. I remember there's a place, Sweet Magic, up in Mastic Beach in the early 90s. This guy Richie ran it. Richie Tuminello, I don't know, maybe that's his name. He had the Son of the Beach newspaper, and you walked in there, and there was vending machines with 1970s Yankees Topps cards. It was so fucking awesome. You walked right in there. You could just get a quarter, 50 cents. There was always something in there for you to buy. He had a head shop in the back, but he was cool. He wouldn't let the kids back there. Sold baseball cards. He had Samurai Showdown and Space Harrier, and then he had Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition. Space Harrier was awesome.
Space Harrier 2 is my...
And Samurai...
That's the first game I ever beat.
What?
Space Harrier 2 is the first game I ever beat, and then I beat Sonic the Hedgehog 2
impressive to beat that. That's impressive that you beat that fucking shit. That game is hard. I can't beat that shit.
Last level is Dark Harrier. And we've talked about that on one of the earlier podcasts.
You could start anywhere in that game, right?
Yeah, and then you have to do a boss run.
A what?
You have to do a boss run too. There's a secret level to boss run where it's just wave after wave of all the bosses.
Oh, fuck that. Yeah, no. That's when I would just check out. So anyway, so tell us more. I wanted to talk to you more about this. What was it like? What were the people overall? Because you were like in one spot in Puerto Rico, but
I went to,
after the hurricane and stuff.
I went to a couple places.
What?
I went to a couple places. I went into the mountains as well.
Like what is it like now with this hurricane and stuff? Like what's it
where
like? What
I went,
like? What is it? Everything.
So San Juan is obviously, they took care of that. That's their big tourist section.
Yeah.
I went to the hotel that Hector Lavoe jumped out of. That was cool. That's true story.
Who's Hector Lavoe?
The fucking Spanish salsa musician from the 80s and 70s.
Oh, that Hector. Come on.
He jumped.
How would I have known that? You're good. I mean, hey, you've got to know some shit that I don't know. That's stuff I don't know. I didn't even know. What'd you say? Leonard Lavovo?
Leonard Nimoy. He was like, I'm going to jump.
He was like this. He's like, I'm gonna split my legs like this for you, and I'm like, you mean like this? He's like, exactly like this.
Yeah, we went there, and then we went a couple towns. We went an hour south towards the. I don't know if you'd really call it like the middle or south of the middle. The people were still super friendly wherever they're friendly people. It doesn't matter. I mean, I'm sure it's got its rough spots, but I mean, I went out of where tourists go, and I went into.
I want to go so bad.
It's awesome.
You show me those photos. That place looks like paradise, dude. It really.
And
does.
it's weird because when we were, it's like my third time ever flying, and then I remember when we were sitting on the runway, dude, we were sitting on the runway forever, and like I turned to Jane, and I was like, when the fuck are we gonna take off? And she looked at me, she's like, we've been in the air for 30 minutes, and I was like, okay.
Oh, you didn't even know you took the fuck off?
Nope. They were smooth as shit. JFK's got a lot of like a good runway. You took off from Old San Juan, you felt it.
LaGuardia is all nice now too. I had to go to JFK yesterday. I told you about that. That was a nightmare.
The only thing that sucks.
I made it into a nightmare.
The only thing that sucks about flying is because of the barometric pressure in the cabin, like my ears popped and then my sinuses popped. So for like when I got to Puerto Rico, I like laid down. Dude. Yeah, that's what Dad said. Dad's like, you gotta chew gum and go. That's what literally we did, and I was like, nobody does that.
I didn't do yes, you got me to say something.
I didn't. He was saying ka. That's all he kept saying, ka.
Yeah, no. I used to chew gum when I used to go into Penn Station with R. I can't do it. I can't even. Oh, I just thought of that. Was that Scott Bakula? He looks in the mirror and he's like, "Am I retarded?"
I'm retarded.
I'm retarded. It's like, why did they do that? I just don't even know the premise to that. But I used to chew gum. We'd take the train to the Penn Station. It would bother the shit out of me. I don't like when my eardrums pop. I don't think anybody does, but it bothers the fuck out of me. So I used to chew gum. Now it doesn't bother me anymore. And I used to rub her eardrums because she was like, I don't want to chew gum. And I'm like, you're not gonna like it. And you see her, she like wince and shit. I'm like, come here. And you're like chewing gum and shit. That was the system. I would chew the gum. But yeah, that was good times. That was like post 9/11 New York City when it was all like safe. So
I'm retarded.
That's me every morning.
What? Why? I mean,
you're missing the big point. You're missing the big point.
I don't know the episode.
No. Forget the episode. You're missing the big point. They threw auditions and they said we need a retarded person because they didn't say Down syndrome. This is the 80s and the 90s, so they're like, we need retarded people. And out of this warehouse, there was a line of retarded people.
Call it all tards.
There was a line of mentally retarded people, and they're like, you have to do.
Come on.
The guy goes. The director goes.
No.
The director was probably like, look in the mirror and act like somebody took all your candy away. And that dude was like, doo 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 doo.
It would be one of those things where like you'd go to central casting and you'd get a telegram for like a job and you're like, oh cool, work.
Yeah.
Come on. Oh, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Bruce, what are you doing this week? Oh, I'm just working with some fucking, I got it. Bakula, too. He's the worst. Do you want to trade? Oh, no, I'm not running cocaine at Tahoe. I'll do the fucking commercial. Bruce. Don't let me down, Bruce.
I'm retarded?
I asked myself that question
2 times
daily. Daily. You do too. It's like that recalibrates me. Am I retarded? I will ask myself that. Like, how many times I really had that I've had that talk. But am I retarded?
Dude, I don't know what this is from.
People.
I would one day somebody sent me this. This is fucking. I don't know where this came from.
Is it evil and terrible? I don't know, man.
Judgment Day.
No,
just 2 seconds.
I don't want to see this. No, I don't want to see it. It's just exploitation. No, I'm not even looking at
I just want to wait for the one person.
Turn it off. It's so stupid.
Dude,
You
I
should
don't.
turn that off. They don't have. It's so stupid.
I
It's
don't
so
know where
stupid.
that's
And they
from.
don't
I
have
was just looking for the one part.
somebody's. It's just, dude. It's like
I think
somebody's
it's a
just
movie.
exploiting the mentally challenged, and that's fucked up. And whoever fucking shot that should be fucking murdered, or at least fucking not have access to a camera. You know, because like the mentally, they don't have. You know, I mean, some dude. Look, I mean, Corky from Life Goes On. I mean, that guy like broke ground. But when they just start doing dumb shit like that and they exploit the fact that they're like special needs, it's so fucking stupid. Let them be people. It's hard enough for them as it is. I don't know.
I don't know what that is. It's a short film made by mentally retarded people.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Like, why? You know, we should play as that Tommy Boy fucking video
Tommy Boy.
and just like out that fucking father figures we are. And he's
Oh
like,
no,
trying to
I'm
rape
not
the
playing
guy.
it. I will get a copyright strike so quick over some stupid bullshit.
Would you? Is that
Yeah.
even copyright?
Oh,
I bet you
yes,
that
it
guy
is.
Doesn't even want to stand by that song. That song is so rapey. And he's like, yeah, I represent gay culture. I'm like, I really hope you don't. That's what I just hope you don't. Because that's really scary. If that's what it's all about, then I'm afraid. I really would be afraid of that.
I'm gonna go take a piss
Like
real
just
quick.
aggressive sexual shit. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
You want to go for a 2-minute?
We're gonna do.
I'm gonna put it on a
No,
2-minute break.
I'm here.
Okay, you're here. Fine.
No, I'm here.
And you're queer.
I'm gonna do Dirty Blues show. Do Dirty Blues show. While Connor, are you just taking 2 minutes to piss? You can't hear me. I'm on my own here. I just set myself up for disaster. Anyway, some blues here. I got a big boner, not really big. 2 bumps in a boil. Now I've got me a stid. Something about my cock or something, I guess. That's my Dirty Blues song. But yeah, 2-minute break. For all you 3 people that are actually tuning in, we figured, why interrupt the fun? Stick around with us and I'll sing songs about, like, you know, my schween. Things that you're not interested in. Yeah, so anyway, so oh, I had some notes and I threw them away, but we were talking about a doctor who is 100 years old in Cleveland, Ohio, and he is he an ophthalmologist? Shit. Anyway, but his wife is working as well. She was too busy for the interview. She's 88. She's a psychiatrist, and he is a practicing doctor at 100 years old. So, and he was like served in the military in the Korean War. It's pretty cool. His name is Howard Tucker. He's in Cleveland. He still practices. You can Google him. I did. He closes at 5. Yeah, so that's a long piss, dude. It's a really long piss. Oh, I see something. It looks like Connor. It looks like Connor.
Con Air.
In his nice big bone. Draining his lizard. Now he's with J-Bone Capone. Yeah. All right. So anyway, I kept the people entertained with dirty songs. Which I thought was a lot better than going into that, like, just the gray area of the commercial. I figure our, like, 3 listeners would probably get vexed. That's a real word. You could look it up. It's in the Bible, man. It's real. It's a real word.
I don't even know why I went to go take a piss. Because we're at the top of the hour.
Because you felt a... What?
Because we're at the top of the hour anyway. We've done 2 hours.
So?
2 hours.
Okay. Show. And the people are saying, hey, this is great. You should probably continue to
it's great.
do what it is you're doing. What?
No, I don't want to overgo. let's just get out of here. I'm gonna call you after this anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, because I want to do a show tomorrow and everything. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yeah. I got to get ready anyway. So yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Huh.